Hey, everybody, this is Carl White, broadcasting from the secret headquarters here in the communications room of the Mortgage Marketing Animals / Freedom Club. And you're listening to Loan Officer Freedom, #1 podcast in the world today for loan officers. And I doing a little bit of a different angle here today. Normally, I talk about things that I have some idea of what I'm talking about. And today I'll be talking about something I have almost no knowledge about. And the good news is my guest, Brian Grubbs, does know a lot about. And so, Brian, your challenge today is to make me look smart. And I'm going to tell you on this topic, you've got your work cut out for you, buddy.
Oh, Carl, you the smartest person I know, man. I'm thankful for you and Mortgage Marketing Animals, and you've been a hero of mine for a long time.
Well, it's an honor to have you here. So our topic today is more, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, but more on like SEO kind of stuff and how you're getting loans through SEO and through Google. That kind of sum it up?
Absolutely. I've done a lot of pay-per-click in times past, but all we're doing right now is just straight SEO stuff.
All right. And so let me ask you this. So, first of all, give us a little bit of background, like where you located at, banker, broker, give us a little background.
Yeah, sure. Started the company back in 2001. We're a mortgage broker, have about 15 different lenders we can broker loans to, and located in Raleigh, North Raleigh. Only one branch, about 9 employees, and been doing it for 21 years now.
My man, where are you located at?
On Falls of Noose, North Raleigh, North Carolina.
North Carolina. Yeah, I could tell by your accent. I knew it wasn't Boston, right? I knew.
Nor New York.
Nor New York. Two awesome places, but I knew it wasn't from there. So cool. So you've been at this for a little while. My first question. So you do SEO. Before we go into the how, let's talk about the why. Like, you get loans from this stuff? Like, is it working for you?
Absolutely. We had a website. We started our company back in 2001. Everybody was, it was like the internet was fresh or something. And everybody's telling us, you need to get a website, And so we got a website, and a lot of good that did us. And we just had a website. It was like a commercial that never brought us any business. And years and years and years, we just had a website, and maybe somebody call in here or there, but it's been a tremendous difference over the last several years, probably the last 5 or 10. We've really kicked up, and so many people seem to be going online to check people out and find local people that they can work with, and having a nice website and a good online presence. We do it because it brings us, in this market, we were bringing in well over 100 opportunities a month just by having our website. We don't do any other real advertising. We have referrals. It's just one of the funnels, one of the segments of our business. It brings us more opportunities than we would have had otherwise.
And so how do we measure those? Like, as far as closed loans, like are you able to measure how many closed loans you get from this on a monthly basis?
Yeah, absolutely. And we look at conversion ratios. Different employees are a little more successful than others. My conversion ratio's been between 15 and 20%, given depending on the month and depending on the market. We were getting tons and tons of people last year, and now that we've kind of switched over to pretty much a purchase market, we got a whole lot more opportunities when there was a lot more people out there with interest rates higher than what we could offer.
So you're converting these at a 15 to 20% ratio. Let me just put in that perspective, and I'll give you my numbers for other things. And if you've got a different experience, I'd love to hear yours. So there's 3 primary sources of leads for me. So number one would be like consumer direct through Zillow, Facebook, that kind of stuff. And for us, like Facebook and Zillow ads, somewhere between a 1% and 2% closing ratio. It seems to be our more or less number. And then what you're talking about is like Google searches. The difference between Google search and Facebook or Zillow and Facebook is we're running ads hoping to hit the right person. In your case, you're doing SEO. So it's people searching mortgage out. So instead of they're on Facebook checking out their high school boyfriend or girlfriend, and then we come in, oh, by the way, would you like to get a mortgage? What you're doing is people typing in mortgage type stuff, and you're converting those at a 15 to 20%. And then the third way would be realtor referral. And for us, those convert at about 25%, about 1 out of 4. Is that, have you done all three versions of it? And that's about what you see, or you do better on one than the other than what we're doing?
Those very similar numbers, conversion ratios to what we're seeing too. Doing social media kind of stuff, the Facebook, things like that are lower conversion ratios. It's almost like we're talking them into business instead of the people reaching out when they are ready to give us their business.
Okay. So 15 to 20%, that's pretty darn awesome. I mean, that's a robust number. I mean, that's right up there with a realtor referral lead, for us runs about 25%. So that's impressive. Do you, and we're going to talk about the how here in just a minute, but like, I don't know, in the last 90 days, how many, like with the market where we are now, are you still closing loans on the SEO stuff?
Less than, the conversion ratio on realtor referrals is a whole lot better right now. Still getting a lot of prior customers. So I would, and then the SEO stuff is filling in the gap. So not as high a conversion ratio right now. I think we had better conversion ratios when we were doing a lot more refinance business.
So what kind of, like in the last 90 days, how many loans have you closed with SEO stuff in say the last 90 days?
Me personally, from call-ins, I'd say probably 25% of my business comes from the SEO call-ins and people.
And how many units would that, like in the last 90 days, how many units would you, give or take?
45.
So good number. So 45, holy cow. So 45, so somewhere around like 10 or 12 a month just from the SEO stuff.
If 45, probably 10 or 12, probably 4 or 5 a month of the around 15 per month come from the SEO stuff.
I got it.
Yeah.
So you've closed about 45 in the last, and again, we're just giving
in the last
round
3
numbers.
months.
Yeah. So in the last 90 days, you've closed 45 loans. Of those, so if you're closing, 15 loans a month, of those, about 4 or 5 are SEO.
Absolutely.
Wow. So even if it was like 4 a month, so 4, if that's an extra of $3,000 per closing, just say, maybe it's more, maybe it's less, but I'm just going nationwide. If somebody's making about $3,000 per closing and you close another 4 on the SEO, that's like, well, that's $12,000 a month, and an extra $12,000 a month just from the SEO.
Absolutely.
What do they say? Every $12,000 helps.
It does help.
Yeah. So all right. So you pull $12,000 out of the machine. How much do you put into the machine to make this work?
All right. So I bought my website. So I own my website. I know there's a lot of great services out there that offer websites, but I wanted to have something that I owned, and I paid, and we do ongoing adjustments to it and that kind of stuff. But I paid about $5,000 or $6,000 for my website to begin with.
Yeah.
And then the same group of people that helped me do the website probably 5-10 years ago still do all the updates and that kind of stuff to it for me. So yeah, maybe an extra $1,000 a year is probably what we spend in the website, maybe $100 a month.
Like nothing.
The SEO stuff's about $1,000 a month.
So you spend about $1,000 a month, give or take, on the SEO, and it's spitting out, I don't know, again, somewhere around 12,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about the house. So what's the secret sauce to some of this stuff? Give us some bullet points of like, hey, if you want to do SEO, here's some things that helps.
Sure. Well, I mean, dumb luck on our part was that we're Raleigh Mortgage Group. So a lot of people locally would type in Raleigh Mortgage Lenders, Raleigh Mortgage Brokers, Raleigh Mortgage this or that. So we rank pretty high just because of our company name.
Yeah.
But we've also had our URL since 2001. I think that's something that Google really likes. And the longer you've been around, the quality of our website is pretty high quality. Nice pictures.
What do you mean by that? Like what makes a good quality website versus a less quality? Like how would I look at my website? How am I going to know if that's quality or not?
I would just look around at other, when I look at our website, I look at, other large brand websites and try to make mine look similar to theirs. Just, a current looking website, not something that it looks like you put together and we're able to pull off, but a professional looking site. And
so like I could go look at, I don't know, I could go to the Scotsman's Guide and find out who's the top 20 loan officers in America last year, go look at their website and see what they have and copy the not copy their website, but copy the feel of their website. Is that what you mean, kind of thing?
Absolutely. And on our website, Carl, you probably can't go more than about a half an inch, either, scrolling up or down without an opportunity for somebody to click and apply for, and we don't ask people for, a full application. We just ask them enough questions for us to be able to put together an initial quote, like just their name, their phone number, email address, what their estimated credit score is, whether it's a purchase or a refinance, what type of down payment they're looking to do, and estimated sales price.
Got it. We call those looking for an easy yes. Like make it easy to do business with you. You don't have to have all the information up front. You're going to get all the information, but I had a buddy of mine. He calls it micro commitments. Like if I hand you a 10-page thing saying, "Hey man, fill this out," and you're like, "Dude, I don't have time right now." But if I hand you a half a page, "Hey, can you do that?" And then you get that done. Then I send you the other half a page. And then the other half page, and then the other half. You've seen that. You go online and you go apply for something, and like instead of showing you all 10 questions at once, they just show you 2. You answer those 2, and then it goes on to the next, and then it goes on to the next.
Yeah.
So cool. I like that. So secret sauce number 1 is ideally have a company name that's somebody can read it and tell you're a mortgage company. Like don't pick, I don't know, Good Lotion Financing or something like that. It's like, what the hell is that? Right. So have something that makes sense, obviously as old as a URL as possible. So if I got 2 different names I've used in the past on my website, and both of them are equally as clear, throw juice on the one that's older, got some date on it, some time on it. And then have it so that my website is a good quality website judged upon what are the big guys doing or the big gals doing, and kind of copying that. What else can I do?
Backlinks. So I think Google knows if you've got a lot of the other realtors in town that are backlinking with you, it gives more credibility to your website.
What do you mean by backlink?
I saw a difference when we became like an accredited business on the Better Business Bureau. And then the Better Business Bureau has a link from their site over to our site where you can you're on the Better Business Bureau site, you click our name and it'll take it straight over to us. Having links on other people's sites that link to our sites.
So how do I get that to happen? Like, I'm a loan officer. How do I get local realtors to put my link on? I guess just ask them, right?
Ask them if you can be their preferred lender.
Interesting. And how many of those backlinks do you have? Like, how many people do you have that backlinks to your website?
I'd probably say somewhere between 8 and 10.
And do you pay
But
any of these people to make that happen, or is it just simply
no,
asking them?
simply asking,
Interesting.
and I think people go out, to just, there's so many tricks. So like people find out that bank leaking is a good thing to do. So they go out and buy 15 different websites and then have all those websites backlink to their website. But, you can't fool Google but for so long. And playing by the rules with Google is one of the things that will move you up in the search ranking. So
Yeah.
like they have what they call black hat SEO kind of things. It's like stacking a lot of keywords and that kind of stuff onto one page. And if you stack a bunch of keywords on the one page, like we're in Raleigh, Cary, Apex, Durham, you're just
Right.
listing off all the local towns, and you're just dropping all these keywords, and Google knows that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and they're gonna penalize you for it.
Yeah. So one thing I found about Google, you try to game Google,
No.
brother, they'll put you on page 533 and you will never come off of that. So they're the way to play with those guys is just be straight up. Don't try to game them. They're worse than the IRS. So don't game IRS and don't game Google. So I like that. So dude, I'm sitting here, I always when I do these interviews, I always try to think the listener, what's the objections they come in their head. And I can hear them right now. Hey, I call the realtors and say, hey, can I put my website link on your website? Because the more of those I do, the more not just links from being on their website, but Google will see me as a more relevant page, and they'll send, cold traffic to my page just on searches. Why would an agent do that? Like, what's in it for them? Like, if I'm calling on Realtor Ronnie and I say, hey man, would you put my link on your page? How does he benefit from it?
I mean, I part of what we do is giving business back to the realtors. So if we've got realtor partners that are willing to backlink with us, that we're consistently doing business, it's our responsibility to give business back to them. And whoever our realtor partners are, if they can do some things that will help make our website that much better or that much more attractive, and we're getting more opportunities coming in the door. A lot of the opportunities that come in for us that are just call-ins, the people actually do it in the right order, where they call and get pre-qualified before they go fall in love with a house.
Yeah.
Not the other way around.
And I guess also when you're calling your past database, like if you referred to me, Jane and John Doe, and I call that, and they're in my past database, and we call them 4 times a year over here, that at the end of that call, when I ask them if any friends, family, coworkers looking to buy, sell, or refinance, can I count on you to give me a call? When they refer their neighbor or their kid or their mom or their dad to me, and I see that I got Jane and John Doe from Realtor Ronnie, I'm going to make sure to send that referral back to Realtor Ronnie. So I guess just walk them through the process that every time you send me a lead, when I close their loan, I'm going to follow up on them. And when they send me their friends and family, which they do, not everybody, but a good portion of them, refer back to them. And that's the thing of benefit. All right. I like that. So have a clean, company name or website URL, have a good quality website, get some backlinks. What else? What else can I do?
The Google business page is huge. Now I'm talking mostly about, what to do just on Google. And because Google's the biggest search engine out there, and that's the one that we want to make the happiest. So having a Google page, people type in your restaurant name and it takes you straight to the Google page. But having activity on your Google page, visiting the page, opening it up, adding new pictures to it, and probably the biggest is getting reviews Google wants to know that other people see you as a good company, and depending on the level of 5-star reviews that you get, and customers are looking for reviews. I mean, what's the last time you bought something as big as a mortgage and didn't look at reviews?
Brian, I'll buy something as small as lunch and look at the review. Here's a weird thing. Let me tell you a weird thing about reviews. So Brian, you're a buddy of mine, right? So we're buddies, and I trust you, and you're like one of the nicest guys ever. And when I go to Raleigh and I go, hey Brian, you know of any good barbecue places around the Raleigh area? I'm going to be up there here next month. And you go, sure, Carl, go to Raleigh barbecue. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go on Zelt, and I'm going to see their reviews, and I'm going to put great weight on the reviews. Here's the funny part. I know you, Brian, you gave me a referral to it. Yet, and no disrespect to you, Brian, right? Yet I'll go look at, me and everybody else will go look at reviews, and we'll put more weight on the reviews of strangers than the personal recommendation of a buddy. Isn't that the weirdest thing ever?
It used to never be like that, but that sure enough is the way it is now.
It is. And again, it's not disrespect to our friends or anything. It's just like, I mean, that's just how it's done. How do you get reviews from, obviously, doing good service, but now that you've done good service in your case to, 12, 15 or so loans per month, how do you get those people to give you reviews?
We reach out. I mean, we probably should do it earlier in the process. We reach out after closing and send them an email and ask them and give them the link right on that email, and ask them if they would mind giving us a 5-star review. And then all they have to do is click right on that link. It takes them straight to our Google page, and they can just start typing their review straight out. So I just make it as easy as possible for them to be able to go and do that for us.
Have you ever thought, do you give, or have you thought about, say, could you give us a review? Here's a sample, so, like helping them, like what to say on a review, not saying, hey, say this, but like, here's a sample review if you'd like to leave one.
Yeah.
You ever?
I ask them if they would mind giving a 5-star review, but I don't tell them what to say, just so that it'll be authentic, and all of them won't look identical. Yeah.
And I didn't mean for him to copy, but I had a buddy of mine. He said that he sends over a sample just to, I don't know, give him an idea of what kind of, Yelp does that. Like when I go to review a restaurant, like it'll show an example of things to say. And anyway, I'll tell you another little hack that somebody, and I can't remember. So I know you were sharing some of this information at our Freedom Club meeting in Nashville here a couple of weeks back. And I can't remember if I told you then, but I have a buddy of mine, what he does, really smart guy. What he does on his reviews is he sends an email, and it says, and I'm just going to paraphrase here. It says something about, could we ask you for a review? If, I know what it was. He said, if we were to ask for a review, would you make it for 5-star, which was a link, or less than 5-star, which was a link? If you click the 5-star, it would then take you to that Google page for him to leave a review. If it was less than 5-star, it took him to a little video where he put, hey, I appreciate your feedback. So on this form, just leave your review, and please be brutally honest. And if there's some way we can improve, just a real heartfelt, sorry, it wasn't a perfect experience. Let us know what to do so we can help make it a perfect experience next time. And, but then, other than getting honest feedback, that review wasn't really posted anywhere. And the people said, yeah, I'd leave a 5-star. They click on that. Well, they go to Google to leave a 5-star review. That way you don't get your one angry person that's a 1-star that, maybe your fault, maybe not your fault, keep from trashing your reviews kind of thing. So anyway, I just
exactly. And help you get better.
Yeah, and help you get better. Anything else? What else do we do here for to help on our SEO?
So responding to reviews as they come in. I think that's important, and it's a way to show engagement. If you're on and you're responding to every one of the reviews, it shows that you're engaged and that you're responding back to the customer, thanking them, that kind of stuff. Other authentic engagement, like we have a blog on our website, and I guess it probably freshens up our website to write new blog and blogs and put them out weekly. And if whatever you do, try to do it consistently. So each week we go out and put some fresh material
Like
on our
kind
blog, just
like
what's going on with the market this week, or just kind of give somebody something that's going on, or maybe things that are going on around town, like, hey, this is the Christmas parade in Raleigh this weekend, or hey, Reba McEntire is coming to the PNC Center.
Yeah,
or
yeah. Okay, I get it.
if you want to see me this weekend.
How often do you put stuff like that up?
Weekly.
And do you come up with what to say? Like if you say what's happening in the industry right now, are you writing that contract, or do you hire somebody to do that, or how does that
My
work?
wife does that.
Boy, man.
Yeah.
Those wives
That's
are
my
good at
hoop.
making us look good sometimes, aren't they?
Yes, they are. We would be nothing.
Yeah. So how long, like when you write on your blog, or when she writes on your blog, how like a couple sentences?
I think it's several paragraphs, and I think she gets a lot of that content from the MBS quote line.
Yeah.
That and it gives a weekend summary. So a lot of the things that she probably puts on there come from the week in review.
So we listed off a fair amount of things to do here on the SEO. We talked about the company name, we talked about the URL, we talked about a good quality website and backlinks, and we talked about having the reviews and playing by the rules and getting the reviews, getting a Google business page, doing the blogs, putting fresh information up. Like how much time do you like? If I'm wanting to get more loans through the SEO, in addition to, the realtor referrals and the calls and whatnot, what kind of time am I spending? I get getting everything started takes a little bit of time, but like, I don't know, in the last 2 weeks, how much time do you personally spend?
Personally, maybe 30 minutes.
I got it.
Because I needed to go, and when we got our official loan amount changes, I wanted to jump on and make sure our verbiage was good on our website, and updating the new conventional loan amounts and things like that. So, but most of the other things my wife handles, and we'll either reach out to our website people to for suggestions on changes, or she's the one that corresponds with the SEO guy when he sends out the monthly report saying what he's done to move us up or down or whatever.
Got it. Sounds like good stuff, man. Anything I should have asked you? I really don't know, as far as technical stuff. I don't know what to ask a whole lot, because again, this is not my wheelhouse. Now, I've got somebody in the office that does, a lot of this stuff, but I'm just asking as things come up. And did we miss anything today that we should have, any big points? I'm sure there's a lot more to this, but is anything we kind of missed that our listeners need to know to get started with this stuff?
I think having social media presence doesn't hurt things either. If Google's trying to decide whether or not they should move you up in the search results, and they see you on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and other places, then it gives you more credibility. So I don't think it's just the one thing that we do. It's probably a combination of all the things that we do. Posting on Facebook and Instagram. My wife's got me doing Instagram reels.
Oh my God. Yeah, my office called me up and said, "Carl, you got to start doing TikTok." I went, that's where I draw the line. Nothing against TikTok, right? I'm not saying that. It's just like, I don't know. I'm sure that's very, you can't do everything. So you just, somewhere you draw the line. And I said, I'm not going to be dancing to some music on TikTok. I can tell you that. And I'm sure I'm oversimplifying it, but so when you do this social media, are you doing it as coming from you, or is it like the Raleigh Mortgage Company Facebook page, or is it your own Facebook page, or your own LinkedIn, or the Raleigh Mortgage LinkedIn? Like, how does that work?
I do every bit of it on our company page.
All right.
I
So it's
just
done
straight
based on
through
company
Raleigh
names.
Mortgage Group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The social media is a big thing. I tell you one thing, it never ceases to amaze me. If I Google my own name, that, brother, I've done a lot of stuff, just like you, Brian. I've done a lot of stuff over the years. And my darn LinkedIn page comes up as number one. And so that just goes to say that working on this social media is it out trumps like virtually everything else.
Yeah.
And
I think that's the way the world's going.
I believe it is. And you can either swim upstream or swim downstream. And I'm gonna swim downstream 9 times out of 10. I'm gonna swim downstream. So cool. Somebody that starts, like, if somebody's listening to this, they go, I need to start doing this. Like, how long does it take to get results, do you think? Like, have you seen other loan officers like start this up to see how long it takes to get started? Because you've been doing this for 2 decades now. What about somebody just getting started?
I think you have to be patient and just stay the course and realize that the results will come. You can't go out, get a web page, like we went and got a website, and I thought, wow, we got a great looking website. And I just kept waiting and waiting for all the business to start piling through the website. And that's just not it. I mean, you have to just do it and plug it in and keep doing the right thing month in and month out. And I would imagine, even when we started with the SEO place, that started helping us with that. It was 2 or 3 months before we really started seeing results. So you can't look at it after the first month and think, man, this isn't working. You have to I would give it a good 6 to 12 months.
Yeah, I hear it. It reminds me, Brian, that old question, when's the best time to plant a tree? 10 years ago, right? What's the second best time today?
Yeah.
So it sounds like this is the kind of thing. Hey, just one, and I see we're at the top of the hour here, but just, one unrelated question.
Sure.
You get like 3, 4, 5 loans a month from the SEO stuff. Where do you get the other 10 or 8? Where do you get the others?
Realtor referrals and prior database customers, which you taught me how to market to my prior database.
So you get SEO,
thank you,
past
Carl.
database. I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah,
I appreciate you doing that shameless plug there. I caught that. I appreciate that.
It's true.
So past database and realtor referral. How do you get the realtors to start? You personally, how do you get the other realtors to start referring to you?
I use a lot of the SEO business that comes in, as because some of people do come in with a realtor already, and we just blow them away. Yeah, we reach out to them. We make the calls that you make us call, and we reach out to the realtors and try to get meetings with them, and just keep courting them until we can make them a partner.
I get it. So you use the SEO, you get a borrower, they already brought a realtor with them, and then on that closing, you just give that realtor a wow experience, and then follow up with them after closing to get more business from them. Absolutely.
Follow up during the process and after.
Yeah, I like that. Cool. All right, man. I think we got the basics here. I think we got enough information here that if somebody's wanting to do this, they go, all right, I at least got a starting point on where to go from. And dude, I have to tell you, I'm impressed with like that first one I heard you saying that you were getting, between 15 and 20% conversion rate on the Google stuff. I thought, man, that's that sounds really high, but it really makes sense because again, you're not doing nothing wrong with doing push advertisers. I do that and it works okay. But you're grabbing people you're looking for people who's looking for you.
Exactly.
And those convert pretty high, as opposed to most advertising is called disruptive advertising, that I'm watching my TV show and then insert in advertisement. Frankly, when I'd rather watch my show than watch the advertisement. It's still somewhat effective, but not near as effective as when people are searching for restaurant. That's when you want your restaurant ad to show up. And in my case, somebody's searching for mortgage. When we get them to opt in, I could see how it's a higher converting, than the regular push advertising. So very clever, man. Hey, Brian, dude, congratulations for your great success, man. And I really appreciate you sharing your information here today.
Thank you so much for having me, Carl. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good stuff, Brian. Hey, first of all, thanks so much for hanging out with us and listening to the podcast. And boy, we always appreciate those reviews. And we've actually got an ethical bribe for you that if you, when you leave a review, and we're not, obviously we like the 5-star reviews, but just any review, right? Just an honest review is what we say. If you go to whatever platform, iTunes, Stitcher, whatever platform you're listening to this podcast on today, and leave a review, just take a picture of it and then take a picture of it and then email it to us at support@themarketinganimals.com, support@themarketinganimals.com. And I will send you a Yeti-like cup, right? The Yeti type cups that says the Mortgage Marketing Animals on it. We just got the newest ones in, pretty snazzy looking. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see these snazzy little Yeti cup, pretty good size one. And man, it works great. So I'd love to send you one of these Yeti cups as my ethical bribe for leaving a review. And again, I'm not advertising to leave a false review, of course, right? Just an honest review. If you think we're helping you and you appreciate it, just leave that review. That helps the algorithm for us to get the message out to more loan officers. Hey, if you ever want to work on some strategies to help you close more loans, well, we do that too. And we also do that as a free service. If you just go to loanofficerfreedom.com, we'll schedule you a one-on-one Zoom call. And for 45 minutes, we'll map out a plan based upon where you are today. All right, good stuff. Thanks again, Brian. Hey, for our listeners watching this, thanks so much for hanging out with us. And we really appreciate those reviews. I got 2 things for you. Number one, I got an ethical bribe for you. Ethical bribe that wherever you're listening to this podcast, if you go leave a review and then take a picture of that review and then email it to us at support@themarketinganimals.com, support@themarketinganimals.com. Just show us the picture that you left a review, and good, bad, or ugly. Obviously, we prefer the 5-star reviews, but just an honest review. Just leave an honest review, and whatever that review is, we'll send you one of these little, those of you watching this on YouTube, you can see it's a Yeti type mug. It says Mortgage Marketing Animals, has a little tiger on it. Pretty cool thing, man. This thing works absolutely awesome, and we'll ship it to you and everything absolutely for free as my ethical bribe for you leaving a review. So we really appreciate that. And boy, if you want to put together a plan on how to close more loans, would love to help you with that too. If you just go to freedomclubdemo.com, freedomclubdemo.com, and go to that site, it'll ask you a couple questions to help us best prepare for the call. And we'll map you out a 1-hour call where we'll walk you through exactly how to close more loans now, whether it's social media marketing or realtor referral or working your past database. And whether you're closing 1 loan a month, 2 loans a month, or you're closing 40 and want to get to 80, or 80 wanting to get to 100, 160, we totally got your back. And as I've done each of those, my own personal self, we know exactly how to walk you through to the next step. No charge. freedomclubdemo.com. We appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next episode of Loan Officer Freedom. Thanks again, everybody. Bye-bye.